What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Today, not a fun one to make. We are talking about layoffs in the hobby, specifically at CGC. And I should say the collectible space because this crosses into probably both cards and comics, but a grading company that grades both. This popped up Thursday/Friday. I think I saw it first thing early Friday morning when I got up for work, scrolling through the old Facebook machine. And what kind of got the ball rolling on this, and initially I wasn't even going to talk about this, but an employee named Mike, CGC Mike, who was the longtime CGC forum moderator or liaison, whatever. He was a CGC employee, and one of his job roles was to basically be the voice of the company, the face of the company on the CGC message boards. Now, the CGC message boards are kind of like the card version of the blowout forums, would be the easiest way for me to describe it, to put it into card terms. So people find out that he gets let go. People get in an uproar about it. Petitions are made. There's a whole thread about it. You can find it over on the CGC boards. I have it pulled up on the screen here. As the day moves on, because the thread was kind of making some assumptions that maybe he was the only one let go, as more information came out, this wasn't just a CGC Mike issue. They let go. I do not know the exact number, but it sounds like double-digit number plus of people. It doesn't sound like it hit any of the grading teams across either segment, that it was a lot of more support staff and people like this that were in maybe the social space or, like I said, I think more support staff style things, not people directly in the grading room. So Swaggle does a video on it. We were actually talking back and forth about this. He does a video on it, and he gets a comment on his video from The Potato. Wonderful burner name, whoever you are. It's this one right here. You could go ahead and read through that. He basically says, or she, that they are a current/former CGC employee, and essentially things are very messy there. I did a little poking around whether this person was or was not a former employee. I cannot 100% confirm. I am pretty confident in the fact that they actually were, or at least maybe possibly still a current, but they would have this information. It does sound like things are a little messy down there, that a lot of the things that are written here echo more on the true side of things. So does not necessarily paint the best picture of what is going down at CGC inside the building. Whether that's the card side, the comic book side, or just in general, I don't really know. Obviously, their primary business is the comic book side, but I have to imagine a lot of the back end support people probably worked on both ends of the spectrum. You know, if you have I'm just going to make up a position, a graphic designer that's doing stuff for you, you're probably not just having them work on one side or the other, things like that. The other thing that circulated at the same time this was all going on, and normally this would just be a nothing burger, but it was amusing given the current context of what's going on down there. Bronze Age Brian, who lives in Florida, posted this. He is a teacher, and their school is very close to CGC headquarters. They had a career fair this week, and CGC was there recruiting high school students to go work for them. You could see on the thing, grade today for tomorrow. So I am sure the optics of them at a career fair recruiting high school students while on the opposite end of the spectrum laying people off is not going to be the best. And I can already hear the comment section now freaking out about high school students grading their stuff. To be fair, I don't think these people get hired in directly as graders. That is not the way any of the grading companies work, at least the big four. I've talked to all of them about this on and off the record. There is quite the process before you actually do become a grader. So the allure of being a grader to get them in the door, and then they have to jump through all the different hoops. And to be honest, especially on the card side of things, some teenagers and high school students probably know more about the cards than some of the people that actually work there. If you actually got people in the door that deal in cards every single day, I mean, look at the number of kids in school, like younger kids that are pure hustlers at these card shows that have better cards in their Zion cases than I do. They probably know just as much about cards as some of the people, than the ones working inside the actual grading company buildings, not even necessarily CGC, just in general. So might not actually be the worst idea when you kind of think about it. But just in the combination of all this other stuff going on, just paints a not so fantastic picture down there. Now, is this because submission levels are dropping, they're not performing as well? Did they overhire during the COVID peak? Or is this just normal end of year nonsense? We are going to see companies across the board. I'm not even talking about hobby related companies, just companies in general. It is that time of the year where people want to clean up their books, and you start seeing people getting let go in non-essential roles. That is not that unheard of in the last quarter of the year. So it could just be a little bit of that. I could paint some doom and gloom picture of how everything's going to zero, and maybe that is the case, but we don't really know. Or it could just be as simple as Blackstone being Blackstone, who is the parent company holder, whatever, and they want things to look better on a balance sheet, so they are axing a bunch of people. Or is this the canary in the coal mine, and all of a sudden we will start seeing layoffs from the other grading companies, from Panini, from Topps, etc.? Who knows? Who knows? I saw stuff in the news about Fanatics expectations getting downgraded and all that stuff, and concerns about things. So this could just be a whole bunch of nothing, or maybe this is a sign of things to come. Time will tell as we move on through the end of the year here. So once again, sucks for anyone that got caught up in this. Not a great time of year. It's never a good time to lose your job. It extra sucks this time of year for this to happen. So hopefully everybody lands on their feet. Curious, as always, for your thoughts and comments down below. That's all I got for you boys and girls today. Catch you on the next one. Peace.